Hi, my name's Candy, and this is my Earthship. So the typical Earthship. So a typical Earthship has a north-facing windows, right? Um, and then it has this long corridor, and each corridor leads to a house. A room, and then the rooms are in winter, which is now. The rooms are heated up. The walls are heated up, and at about 10 o'clock at night, it's so warm in here, it's terrible. So the walls are heated up, and then the heat goes into the house in the evening. When it starts getting colder, then the heat goes to the rooms that are the colder, right? And then the floor, if you had your shoes off, this would be warm, even now. And by 3 o'clock, this wall is hot. So in the evening, it's such a warm house. When we go to bed, it's about at 10:30 or 11, it's 20 degrees. So, yeah. And it gets hotter, it doesn't get cooler until about 2 or 3 in the morning, and it cools down a little bit, but for some reason it gets warm again, I don't know. Okay, so in summer, it's about, the hottest it's ever been for 3 days in February was 25 degrees, and most of the time it would be between 19 and 21 degrees inside. And because in summer, no sun comes in. The plants think it's winter because they don't get any sun. It just goes right to there, and only the ones that are high enough are going to get any sun at all. By 3 o'clock, it comes into about here, and that's it. It never comes on the floor, so the floor never gets warm. It's always cool. And you walk into any room, there's no sun gone in, only the indirect sun is in. So you're quite light, but yeah. So we keep all the doors closed because we're trying to create an atmosphere where in the daytime that's cool even in winter, which is nice. It's a nice cool. This is sometimes too hot because we're getting direct sun in here. So you come from a cold outside to a really hot room. Then you go into this room with the door shut, and you come in, and this room is cooler. Of course it's not. Yeah, and the doors are shut like that. So this room is naturally cooler. And if we want it even cooler for the day and we want air to circulate everywhere, we can open this here, right? And then cooler air comes in through these cooling tubes, which go under the ground at about 1.5 meters, back about 15 meters, coming outside low. And the air comes in and then flows through there. And by the time it gets here, it's the temperature of the earth, whatever that is. And then there are tubes everywhere. All the rooms have them along the back here. And the ones in the back go to the front. So it's amazing. And you really do I have no air conditioning, nothing in this house, and it works perfectly. Yeah. It's much more well lived in than the last time you guys saw it. So what else can I say? In the floor, in the walls, I can show all these things. So the glass, my friend and I, we put in these glass bottles everywhere, and I collected those for years from restaurants and bars and things. And they're all over the house in a few places. And then we had so many left over that we threw them into the floor. When the concrete was being poured, we threw them into the ground. And then the last thing that happened in this house was the floor was polished, and they all came up beautifully. We also put them in the walls in the bedroom. You can see it also on the outside, this streaks of the green and blue. So maybe you could show them that later. What else? We have so many different types of controls. So we don't it's really a house that you need a person to control it, but there's 3 universities studying my house, and they're doing it because my NAFA's rating was 7, and it should have been 10. I have the most efficient house in the village, but the reason I think I got only 7, what I started out only getting 5.5 and had to do a lot of work to make it up to 7. But my house is still the most efficient house in the village. But it's efficient because a person is working the house. I'm working with the house to make it efficient, right? And Nathers doesn't allow that kind of influence. It has to be all done with computers or whatever. And I don't like that. I like this personal attachment to my house's ambience, you know? But the universities are studying it with these little sensors everywhere. They're everywhere. I can't make a move without them knowing the humidity, the temperature of the whole house, every different room. And then they're putting that together to make an app that's going to help people to, I'm sure they're going to make it so that they can put little computers in every little window, and then they'll talk to each other and they'll open the door. Just what I do now by hand, they'll do with a computer. So how we get this room cool is we would turn on this fan. Oh, there's a fan up here, right? There's fans on both sides. We turn that on out here. Then the fan would go on. Then we'd come in, close the door. We'd always leave these windows open because that way we get a nice draft. But once you've done that, it starts sucking through here very quickly. Like, not yet, but in about another minute, the airflow is going to be quite good, and it's going to suck it out into that room. And the hot air rises, so it's going to be taking hot air out. Cool air is coming in from below. And this room will be cool within, by the time you leave, this is going to be a cool room, not a warm room. Yeah, so that's how it works for air conditioning. And if we don't want it, we just close it. It doesn't work then. We can leave that one on because we do want the hot air that's in that room to leave. Sometimes we don't, but mostly we do.
Yeah, we switch it off in the afternoon,
Yeah.
just before the sun's going down. Make sure you keep that last bit of heat. But I mean, there's a lot of warmth in the slab as well.
Yeah.
So that's what re-radiates. It's good that it's down there because it's warm air which rises. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I just wanted to have it be very personal, so if I started losing my memory, I'd have all these things to remind me of all the people that have been close to me that have helped me build this house. So my best friend helped me do the windows. She made these lovely gourd lights, right? And I'll remember that for sure. And then one of the people in the village, we have a sawmill, and we have a Lucas mill, and we also have fabulous carpenters in the village that make beautiful wood things. So that's here, this door, and all out in the corridor, there's a lovely wood slab there. And that's all from the village, wood from the village and made by people in the village, and machinery that we as a group of people have bought for the village use. So, yeah, so I remember all these things. What else? The people that helped me build it, at least 100 people helped me build it, but most importantly, my family. I'm the oldest of 10, and every one of my nephews, all boys, came and helped me. They're big, strong boys in their 20s. I love that. And my son, who was only going to come for a month to help me, stayed for 9 months and helped me build this house. Yeah, and so he's here, whether he's here or not, he's in the walls, you know. And one of my nephews spent a lot of time here, and my brothers helped too on weekends when they could. So this house was just made with so much love, and it's just anybody that comes in here feels like that, you know. Yeah, I think I've shown you everything. Have you seen the bedroom? Maybe come look at the bedroom.
Did you look out the back?
You will. We will. Oh. So the other bedroom is where Julian is, so I don't need to show you that, but you can see both bedrooms, the layout are like this. And remember we were saying about the glass? Here's the glass all already put through the walls as well. So that's crushed glass, the same as we used in the windows, in the walls and floor. A lot of my furniture came from the side of the road. I'm a kind of a Bowerbird person. And then you can see here we have the same, in every room, there's the same kind of thing where we have the cooling tube, a window right above it. So we can use all of these different methods and fans. And this is an extraction fan, but it's a two-way fan. So if you want hot air, which is always up there, you turn it so that the hot air comes in here. So we could have that at any time if we wanted it. Or if you want the hot air to go out, that fan will also take it out. So I've never had to use this fan or that fan. Only those two windows and the cooling tube have been my methods of control, and they've been fabulous so far. Bamboo ceilings. It's a double-sided panel, 3 millimeters thick, and then above that is insulation, and then the silver thing, you know, that goes on top. Yeah, close that door. And then we can go outside and go walk up the tires. Probably not a safe thing to do, but.
Wedding.
So, yeah, close that door.
Okay.
So I guess this is pretty from this way
Chain
as
of
well, so you
mine.
can see
Chain
that.
of mine.
so that you can see. Oh, here was where the water came in, but you can see it's never ever going to come in again. And right there, there is the that sheeting, but it stopped. You can see where it stopped. Stopped here. If it had stopped here, it would have never ever come in. Well, I guess we didn't have enough to do it. So these are little things that you learn. These are tires. So that's the house behind. The west wall and the south wall are tires. And then this wall all the way around is straw bale, right, on the top. And the reason that is, it's great, is down below, even that little hole you saw is easily fixed. It's not a big deal, and water won't come in anymore as long as I'm protecting it from the outside. But straw bale, on the other hand, if it gets wet, it's not easily fixed. So, yeah. So Julian, so this was another flaw we had. We didn't make the dirt go downward, and this uses, it has these little outlets, and it's more surface area than when it does flow down the water from the sky a lot, then water's coming out of that surface area as well as this surface area, and if it's coming down really quick, it can't cope. It'll go that way. So Julian has made the water come always coming down here with another pipe under this that's taking it that way. And I knew that this hill was wet when I first built. So I put, my engineering said 1 ag pipe was fine. I put 3 ag pipes on this side and 2 ag pipes on that side. And it did okay, but it still made that huge, you know, thing. So actually, I never had a problem, but I didn't want to ever have a problem. So that's what we did here. And these are water tanks with like beds on top of them, and so I grow a lot of my food here. And this is pretty protected, so anything grows here all year round. A lot of sun, but it's westerly, it's west sun, so it's quite strong, so I don't put it. Yeah, this side is all lavender, so it waffles in the rooms in summer. And
yeah, that's pretty sustainable.
It is. So I just wanted to go through some things that have changed from the last time I'm an owner builder, and things that owner builders do that are different than what builders do. And my house was a little bit cheaper to build, but it cost me my time every day, 3 meals a day, plus paying for camping for my guys that worked here. They got a little bit, maybe less than normal wages, but in the end, I'm responsible for everything that goes on in my house. So a year later, my house is so warm and beautiful and cozy in winter. In summer, it's nice and cool. But several things have happened that I have to take care of. So one of those things was, I thought this was good from last year. So one of the things was, if you come up and look at this beautiful rock garden, it wasn't beautiful when that 600 mils of rain came in one day, and all the hill's water came onto my property. And then because we hadn't put our rubber sheeting thing that saves the water from coming into your house, around that little curve there, water went down under and came up inside the house. And I can show you that. So water came in underneath the house, through here, and then it started going all over the floor. And all over the floor, and I was mopping it up as fast as it was coming in. And it was during the day, and outside there was a pipe that just had opened, was about to have a sandstone block fall on it. My roommate was out there trying to fix that. I'm in here trying to clean up all this water before it goes all over the sides here and in there and up the wall there, and this way. And at the same time, I got on my phone and I got on our community WhatsApp, and 5 people came within 3 minutes. And they dug a hole in this pouring down rain and let all the water out, and helped Julian pick up the sandstone block and move it out of the way for the doesn't fall in the sewer pipe. It was amazing. The community. That's why I'm here, basically. So that was a wonderful experience. But afterwards, I made this lovely rock garden to take away the water, and I haven't had a problem since. Yeah, I'll show you some more problems. So this is a wicking bed put in by one person who knew what they were doing, but it was a workshop, so we had maybe 20 people that didn't know what they were doing. So what happened what happens in this wicking bed is the washing machine, the water from the washing machine goes in down there, comes around underneath, circulates through ag pipes, goes out down low, and comes into this one, and then leaves through Blackwater, right? What happened is here, so this machine used to be in there, this used to go into a pipe right there, right? And then it would circulate, and then go out through this pipe. Now what happened was, this pipe started leaking, and that's I haven't taken this, I have to take all of this part of the area out, clean up around the pipe, make sure that it doesn't, so give it a few days after we fixed it, and I need professionals to do that, and then it should work again. When it was working, oh my God, I never had to water these plants, and they grew like crazy. This is something something I want to do, but I didn't have the money or the time or the person. I wanted to do a mosaic on this wall. So that's why this wall is unfinished. Everything else is pretty much finished in this room. All the fixtures came from Bunnings. My brother works there, so I got everything at a very good discount. And always when there were things, for a year and a half, he collected things that were discounted. So I got a lot of these kind of things for $2 or, you know. And the tiles, all the tiles in all the wet rooms are 42 boxes of tiles for $200. And these here, all this, what do you call it, edging, that is very expensive if you buy it like ceramic to go around. These are fence palings that they got out of the Bunnings garbage can, and we cut them down and put them around. This room is the only painted room as well, and we've used low VCs. We made this paint, and it's out of a lime. It's a lime wash. And we made it and we put it on. It was like 20 cents to make. And that's what we used in this room as well. And these ceiling boards are made to look like boards, but they're not boards. They're plywood. Yeah, sorry, they're plywood. And then they've been made to look like boards. So that's a kind of cool thing. So this whole house is pretty typical Earthship. So that was my Earthship, and if you want to see more sustainable houses, we've got so many in our village. Come to an open day.